Hello, Jennifer. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm so excited to be here with you.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much for being here. You see, I truly appreciate it. And you see, Jennifer, oftentimes I love to thank my guest for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has become an anthem for me. So, firstly, I want to say thank you so very much, Jennifer, for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you did invested in yourself. And oftentimes, Jennifer, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. It says some months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I use the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked
Poor
past it and I
Mango.
went my way. But you see, Jennifer, just recently I was on that same road. And this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree. You see, the mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance. And immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did. And it wowed me because now the mango tree's got lots of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches, and not just mangoes now, Jennifer, I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely moment that day. I was so excited. I was so excited. You've got to see how I was behaving that day. Wow. What such a beautiful moment. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Jennifer that you are today, that alone has made it really impossible for me to say nope to you. You see, getting to read about you, your bio, the stuff that you're doing, how you're offering your solutions, the impact your work is having, your philosophies and your insight, these things are beautiful. So thank you so very much for investing in yourself. And secondly, thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for seeing me, and thank you for being yourself. Because if you didn't have this platform, then all the other people like me couldn't get out, and then all the people listening wouldn't know about this mango tree that we could feel sad for and then be so happy for.
Beautiful. I got that. So I'm quite excited to have you on the show today, Jennifer, for two reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, Jennifer, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information. And not just knowledge now, but the application of it. And you see, Jennifer, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. The second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Jennifer on the show is for the sake of the listeners. See, Jennifer, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got lots of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, high opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, Jennifer, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Jennifer got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Jennifer, over to you.
Well, I think that's very interesting. So my name is Jennifer Gligoric, and currently I am growth a growth manager. For 25 years, I have been doing crisis intervention for businesses, and my specialty now is working in healthcare. So I work in clinics. Dentists and doctors, and mostly chiropractors, decompression clinics, med spas. But I've worked with a lot of service based businesses. In fact, I took before it was cool, I was scaling fully remote businesses. So I took a business that had 3 people and scaled it to 221 people in 21 countries in about 18 months. So I have done very large scale ups. And now I work with small to medium sized clinics and businesses that are anywhere from zero, they're starting out, to 2 to 300,000 like a month. That's what I do. But I wanted to say something when you were talking about seeking knowledge. Today with our team, I was brought up that there is this app called Fiverr where people get freelancers. It's Fiverr. A lot of small businesses know it. And their CEO just came out and talked about how AI was going to be replacing everyone, including him. And it was very stark language. He said, all the easy work will be done by AI. So anything you thought was easy any easy jobs won't be done anymore by humans. And then hard jobs will still not be done. And then the impossible jobs, that's what humans will do. So the only way you can compete is by getting the knowledge to be an absolute expert in your field. Because if you are doing something now, you have to learn how to do it 10 times more. If not, he said, I'm not talking about you guys here at Fiverr talking to a staff. I'm talking about you guys just even in your profession will be replaced within months. He said, because it's going so fast. So the quicker we can get out knowledge to people is the quicker that they can compete and understand their role in a new world, and also be the people to help shape the world so that it's ethical and it values humanity and our souls and what we are put on this planet to do. So it's really interesting that you said that he just put that out yesterday. I just read it and I was like, wow, this is pretty stark. And so my job now is working in ethical entrepreneurship with these doctors of course, it's very patient centric. Our healthcare system is broken, but there are doctors in the cutting edge helping people get well, not keeping them sick through drugs or needless surgeries, just really working for different ways to get people healthy, because that is our natural state. And God has provided so many things on this planet and ways for us to be with the earth and one with the flora and fauna. And there are people now, using technology in those ways that help us actually be more connected. There is so much good out there. I'm just so grateful that there are people like you here that allow these voices to get out, to give people hope, because what is in, I guess, mainstream media is also negative. The only voices that get amplified are the most divisive, the most vile in some ways. And if it weren't for podcasts, we wouldn't really be exposed to the reality of there are goodness everywhere and there's people doing amazing things. And when you get out and you talk and you get out into nature, it just really changes everything for you. Whether you're a business person working every day and you need money to take care of yourself, I mean, that's a reality for us all. But there are ways that we can do that honors who we are as humans on this planet and everyone else.
I was saying, why do you feel ethical entrepreneurship is the future of business? I want you to talk more on that. I feel like it's a very important part.
Well, because, so ethical entrepreneurship is just a way of doing business that honors it honors our planet, it honors other humans, and it's when you make decisions that are more based on the numbers, right? And what the data is telling you, but in a way that is honoring yourself. So when you really think about what our biggest struggle as human beings, and actually Rory Morgan's the one who said this to me, and I don't know if someone said it to him, but I don't want to not give credit where credit is due. But he said our biggest struggle as human is trying to reach our potential. And you see that in different people who are unhappy. Maybe they go on roads of addiction, or they anesthetize themselves by video games or gambling or checking out. They're the types of people that just seem unhappy. And when you talk to people who are like, well, do you think you got a good beat on things? Even if things aren't going right, maybe they're struggling with illness or something bad happened to one of their kids and they're trying to work through it. Those people who every day they do something working towards their God-given potential, they go, yeah, I mean, this is tough, but we'll get through it. And that's the biggest difference. And so when you ask an entrepreneur for their goal setting, and you do it in a way that isn't just, well, I just want to make a bunch of money and do this. When you really ask them, well, when you die, tell me about your funeral. This is one of the things I take my clinic owners through a 4-month, really intense, like I beat them. It's not that bad, but kind of 1.5, 2 hours a night they're working, but we want to 2 to 10x their business. But the first thing they've got to do is tell me about them. Is their goal worthy? Right. And so I asked them to talk about their funeral. Who's there? What are they saying about you? What impact do you want to have made in their lives? Why is that important to you? And then we talk about, well, what did you do today to get to that goal, that legacy? And there are many people who go, I did this. I, took off to do this with my kids. I did this, and they're connected. They're connected towards their goal. They feel they can get there. Right. And then there are some people who are like, nothing. I did nothing towards that. It's like what I want is over here, and what I do every day is over here because I need to eat. And when we can break that cycle to get them more connected or to understand, man, the sky's the limit for what they're able to achieve. A lot of people, there's not a lot. Well, I mean, there is a lot. But if you ask them, well, what's the number one thing in your life? Well, my family, my wife, my husband, my kids. Well, how much time did you spend with them? Well, that's obviously not the most important thing in your life. It looks like by the numbers, the most important thing in your life is email or surfing the internet, because that's where you're spending all your time. So you're lying. That's why you're unhappy, is because the disconnect between what you're choosing to make your priority and what you're doing is different. And it's easy to get like that. And so when you have someone else you're working with, like me, or another coach or consultant who can make you question that and go, yeah, why am I doing that? To break that cycle to where you just start making different choices in your life. And then suddenly things start working out a lot better. It's just amazing how that works. So that's what I mean about ethical. You're being ethical to yourself, ethical to your goals, ethical to what you feel your purpose is on the planet, and it changes how you interact with other people, your staff, how you're paying them, what you're doing with them, how you're lifting them up. Because a business owner is a lot of responsibility. You're responsible for them to be able to pay their bills, to make an environment good enough to where they can work. It's a transactional thing. They come in, they do what you need to be done. You pay them for that, and they're able to live a life, send their kids to college, and do things. I mean, that's a lot of responsibility. Right. And so when you really think about it on those terms, it changes it. It's more responsibility and it's a little bit more worry. But when you're on the right path and you just look at the numbers too of the business and let that lead you instead of just raw emotion, which can take us a lot of different areas, then you can feel a lot more secure in your life and happy. And that's the name of the game, really.
So true. Wow. You're such a great explainer. And you see, I would have to listen to our conversation again and again to process all of these beautiful things. I don't want to leave anything behind. Beautiful. So there's this word I'm still curious about. What is Asgardia? I'm not sure I pronounced it well.
It's Asgardia,
And
just like the thing, yeah.
yeah, and how does it bring hope to millions of people?
Well, Asgardia started about 8 years ago, and Dr. Igor Asher Bailey is the founder of Asgardia, and we're the world's first digital nation, purely digital. And our goal is to have humanity go to space, have a non-militarized space, have children born in space, so that we can, and also to work here on Earth. So that we can do well here. And everybody made fun of it. That's ridiculous, because Dr. Igor Asher Bailey has received so many awards, and he's received this award on that side of the world. Like, it's kind of like the Russia and everything else is Nobel Prize. He's actually Azerbaijan. And it was for Star Wars laser technology. And it was incredible. He thought, well, this is going to save Earth from asteroids and these other things. This will be, a thing that can help protect Earth and humanity. And then, of course, militaries took it and used it in very different ways. And he realized we have to protect, space. It has to be peaceful. We have to have non-militarization and non-corporatization. Last thing you want is like the McDonald's wars where 200,000 people died so they could, get this rock that makes, Coca-Cola taste better. Right. And, or something crazy like that. And so we have unofficial UN observer status. And this last March, our digital assets went to the moon along with many other Asgardians. But when I look at the moon on the Mare Crissum, M-A-R-E, and then C-R-I-S-S-U-M, I'm probably saying it wrong, but I know how to spell it. I know exactly where we are, and my name, my bio, my picture are there. So it's very for me, and that's that. But the reason I say that it is, we cut off for a second, so I don't know if I have to repeat anything. But anyway, so I'm on the moon. So when I look there, for me, it's very rewarding. But for all the people that went there, it's a great thing that people can get together that are peaceful people from all over the world. We can say, we're going to do something. We're going to do something that's peaceful and scientific and artistic and wonderful, and it can still happen. You can still dream big dreams and have those dreams, prosper and work. So that's why I say it brings a lot of hope.
I got that. And thank you for sharing that with us. So to bring this to an end, Jennifer, what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those folks who would like to reach out to you, learn more about everything we've discussed so far, or they are curious about some other things that we've talked about, how can that be possible?
Well, I would say ask yourself, what would I do if I was not afraid? If ever you have a decision, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And then think about that and ponder it. Never let fear be the thing that's guiding you. We need to have more faith in ourselves and in God. Pray, whatever you have to do, the universe, wherever you fall. But you need to just ask yourself, what would I do if I was not afraid? And don't let fear lead you. And then where people can find me is all you have to do is go to superclinicproject.com. You go there and you'll see me. And everything about me, you can get there. You can talk to me, leave me a voice message, book a discovery call with me if you want to learn more. I mean, anything you want, you just go there. And you can listen to me, of course, on my podcast. So.
Beautiful. So that's going to be the end of the show, Jennifer. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing this beautiful stuff with us. It means a whole lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great one.